So first, whenever I talk about the circular economy or anything to do with waste, I like to show this comic because it succinctly brings what this concept is in one picture. So if we think about materials and waste, everything that we buy from the store, whether it's Walmart, Target, Amazon, your local co-op, wherever you shop, eventually a lot of that stuff ends up in the trash and further than that in the landfill. And so this is a problem because, as we all know, we live on a finite planet with finite resources. So we can't continue to move in this pattern forever. It's unsustainable. So where we are now is what's called a linear economy. And an easy way to remember what the linear economy is three words: take, make, and waste. So essentially, we take things from nature, whether it's mining things from the earth or harvesting softer materials, we make them into goods and products. And then eventually, after we're done using them at their end of life, they become waste. And so we have this very linear system that we've been doing for years now. And it's causing a problem because we are kind of using up all of our resources faster than the earth is able to replenish them. So what we're trying to do with the circular economy is transition away from a linear economy, the take, make, waste, through a recycling economy, which we are experiencing now in certain materials. So paper, cardboard, metals, we recycle those kinds of things, plastics. And we're trying to get to a circular economy where we design systems in our economy into a point where we're not throwing anything away. That's the ideal scenario. Of course, it won't be perfect, but that's the ideal situation. And so I just explained circular economy in very basic terms, but this is a more detailed diagram of what the circular economy looks like. This is from the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which is one of the leading orgs in this kind of research. And so I want to explain what this diagram is saying. On the left, you'll see a bunch of green arrows kind of circling around, and that represents biological material flows. So biologic material flows are materials that can be returned to the earth through biological processes. This is thinking about, for example, composting your food scraps that can be returned to the earth through biology. On the right, you'll see circular flows in blue, and those circular flows are technical material flows. And those are things that can't be returned to the earth through biological processes. So thinking about the power drill in your garage, things that you can't just throw into nature and they'll return to earth. So we have these two material flows that are creating these circles, and that forms the circular economy. One more thing to note, or two more things to note. The size of the circle in this diagram is an important feature because the wider the circles are, the more energy is required to achieve the situation. So if you look on the right, sharing is a smaller technical circle because it's you're reusing the same thing over and over, think a tool library, versus recycling, which takes a lot of energy to transport the materials, melt things down, and recycle them properly. So we want to create these loops and create them as tightly as we possibly can. And then one more thing about this diagram is at the very top, there's a little lightning bolt that shows renewables. And that is to represent that this circular economy is meant to function alongside the transition away from fossil fuels to renewable energy. So with all of these, creating these circles on the foundation of renewable energy, these can create solutions that will reduce greenhouse gas emissions over time.